welcome back to Calmsden Farm, and it is now July and our crops aren't ready yet, so we're going to get into some contracting today. So let's roll the intro and get to work. Actually, it looks like we have some rain on the way, which is going to really scupper those plans. Let's have a look. It's only a shower. We're good. The corn looks like it might be harvestable for silage, but and the canola is still growing, so yeah. Grass is in its first ready to harvest state, but we're going to leave that because you get 50% more if you do it in the next state. I just haven't done that video yet, testing whether it's better to do more small cuts or less big cuts. And the other big news on the farm is we have some calves. As you can clearly see in the field there, no, they all look the same size. But trust me, we have had our first calves on the farm. So we have got 16 Holstein calves. We have got four Angus calves. And we have got 4 Limousin calves. So yeah, starting to produce calves on the farm. Cows are okay for food. We have a little bit of silage left in the pit, but I think I'm going to keep that to feed. But what we could probably do with doing is heading up to the BGA and putting some bales in there. And we'll just do that, I think, whilst we wait for the rain to pass through. Where did I leave the bale spike? Or there we go, for the telehandler. We have a lot of hay now. So I don't think we need to do a cut for hay this year. I think actually we'll just do silage cuts. So yeah, I will see you up at the BGA. Here is that rain, a little bit of a summer storm as well. There is a little bit of thunder in the air. Probably do the crop good, so shouldn't complain too much. I mean, field 16 looks pretty grim there, doesn't it? It really does bug me that the AI system in the game still doesn't cycle all of the fields on the map. Surely that can't be that difficult to sort. I don't know. Yeah. What we're going to do is, so we're going to load the BGA up with the silage bales we have up here. Keep that money coming in, and then we have some harvest contracts which we'll have a look at in a moment. The day you are watching this will be Saturday, so yeah, I was going to say something else but I decided not to bother. Yeah, I'm moderately keyboard lock. Come on, there you go. That's the KVM switch I use when I'm plugged in to my monitor and stuff. So I've probably spoken about it in other videos now because I have some to record the commentary for, but official announcement of the Kubota pack. And I'm much more excited about this than I was about the disappointing licensed content of the Antonio Carrera pack. This is one I am genuinely excited about. I think if you know me by now, you will know that if I don't think it's very good, I will say I don't think it's very good. I do like a moan. And I think the Kubota pack is really good. Randomly, I'm really excited about the little skid steer. I think that looks really cool. I think because a lot of American farmers seem to use them, and I watch a few Americans / Canadians, sorry Canadians, I know you're not Americans, farmers who seem to use the Kubota skid steers a bit, so yeah, kind of cool to see that. Cow Farmer Dan, who is one of my favourite UK YouTubers, they have a Kubota on their farm, so it's going to be kind of cool. But yeah, I'm excited. The bit that I'm disappointed with on this DLC, maybe there is a disappointing license content element to this. If you've read the blog post, The DLC includes the ability to have passengers in not only the Kubota side-by-side UTV things, but also cars, vans and trucks that are built into the game. That's a really cool feature if you do multiplayer. What I'm disappointed by is you have to have the DLC enabled for that feature to be active. I think that is a really, really low move by Giants. I would have expected that to be part of an update linked to the DLC so that everyone could get access to that. Now, I know we are in a capitalist world and they are trying to make money, but I feel that having game features locked behind a paywall is a bad precedent. Just my personal opinion. You are welcome to your personal opinions. Opinions are like something and everyone has one. This is probably wrong, but you know, as we said in the multiplayer video, this is not a democracy, but you are entitled to your opinion. I think it's really underhanded that that is locked behind a paywall. This probably isn't the first time you've heard me complain about that. As I said, I have other commentaries to record which would have come out before this, and it probably won't be the last time you hear me complain about that. Yeah. I think that's not a great move by Giants. How full is the BGA? Cool. If we actually just activate the BGA as well, that would be sensible. Yeah, I think I said it in the last Calmsden video as well. I am no longer rushing to get to harvest on here and get through harvest to move to version 1.2 and precision farming. I'm just going to play at the pace that the game takes me at, and when we get there, we'll get there. Look at those bales. Disturbed Simulations bales. As someone previously commented, I think it was actually on the Greenlands video when I first used this, they should be red. But, you know, I doubt we'll have any of these left by the time we do second cut, but my plan is to use different colour bale wraps for different cuts, so I know how old the bales are. I did that on Charwell, when Horse Extension first came out. I didn't actually play that long enough to get through all of the bales on there, but yeah, I did that on there. How are we doing? Those bales must be stuck. They need a nudge, because that should be full. There we go. We'll just put one more set in just to keep that busy, and then I think we'll head over to the store, get the kit for the harvest contracts, and get ourselves set up while we wait for the weather to dry out. And we can have a look at the rather unusual harvest setup that the contracts are offering now. I'm talking away about these contracts because they were there when I saved the game when I progressed to July. I am assuming they are still there. And as we know, assumption is something. Probably can't say that on a monetized YouTube video, so we won't. Go and watch Under Siege 2. If you don't know what Under Siege is, you're too young. Right, I will see you up at the store. As we finish the drive to the store, this is probably a good time to say thank you to the channel members who are scrolling by on the screen. I'm just going to cut along the headland here because we're going to be harvesting this field. One of whom is from R, who we're going to be working for today. Hopefully we can, I think the gate's in the corner here. Yep, perfect. I'm sure he won't mind us running down the headland of his field. There we go. We'll leave the gate open because we're coming back with the combine. So because Farmer R is an awesome guy and friend of mine, he has said that although he is paying us to harvest field 9, he's quite happy that we use the equipment he is going to lend us to help out some other farmers and get their fields harvested as well. What an awesome guy he is. We'll just park the JCB up out of the way because there is quite a lot of kit that he has lent us to get this contract done. So we'll leave the JCB there. So we have 3 contracts. Farmer Art wants field 9 harvested. That's barley, and it's going up to Cotswold Stores. We have field 20, which is canola, and going to the general store. That's quite an interesting setup too, actually. That is quite an interesting setup too. And then for Smock Farmer, we have field 21, which is wheat, and we are taking that to Allsphere's store. And what I want to check actually is whether we have the straw on contracts mission. Actually, we don't need the straw. We don't need the straw. We've got so much straw. I don't care about the straw. So we are going to, what's Smock setup? It's another interesting setup. Giants have done some interesting setups. So we're going to accept that contract. We're going to accept that contract, and we're going to borrow the items from Farmer R. So we've got a Alexian or a Class Treon 720. Nice big combine, big header. What have we got there? 1050 with a big-ish, nice big chrome trailer. And then the Bergman Auger wagon and a Quadtrack 470. Now, I feel that you have kind of an American setup going on here with the Auger wagon and the tractor and things, but what we're going to try and do is use maybe see if we can use the base game worker to do the delivery. I think the first thing we need to do is see if we can get this header on the header trailer. There is not a lot of room there. This is going to be quite snug. I hope you have insurance. Completely unrelated to this. How many of you have seen I'm sure most of you have seen the videos from Millennial Farmer with the all the damage to their farm? That must be devastating. Actually, something that always amazes me, and I guess by the time you've been through this enough times, actually, his dad didn't seem as, I would have, personally, I think that would have been something that would be really difficult to deal with. But his dad seemed fairly cool with it, and I guess it's because they've been through it a few times, and it's all insured, and yeah, I'm sure they'll be okay in the end. And no one was hurt, so that's good from that point of view. But I guess the same thing with Joe Seal. If you've seen his videos with the straw barn that was set on fire and destroyed a big chunk of their year's worth of straw. Oh, okay. That didn't work well, did it? Yeah, destroyed a big chunk of their year's worth of straw. Destroyed, I think, what was a new barn or newish barn. I think this calls for some Caltech strength. Or not, because there's nowhere I can pick it up from by the looks of it. Pick up and back. No Caltech strength. Alright, how are we going to do this? Why did you have to provide me with such a dodgy trailer? Look away, everyone. There we go. You can look back now. It's fine. I've managed to almost get the header onto the combine. Yeah. There was a little bit of a weird thing going on, and yeah, the combine header just seemed to sort itself out. So yeah, let's see if we can get it on the trailer now, shall we? I don't think I'm putting it on the wrong way round. Hashtag pro YouTuber. Gonna lock on. So hopefully we can put that behind the combine. We have a lot of kit to move to the field now. So the fields that we have to harvest, I'm going to show you this, and I think I'm going to jump into a time lapse at this point, or maybe come back to you when it stopped raining. So we've got 20 and 21 up here. So I think we're going to run along the main road and up past the main farm to get into field 21. And then field 9, which is right by the dealership. So yes, I know this is slightly cheaty, using equipment from one contract to do 3, but who doesn't do that these days? I think I might have an auto drive point set that I can send this to. I don't really want to send it that far. I wonder if we can get a base game worker to drive up there. I think we can get to it from there. We can try. Right, we're going to send the quad track off as well. So I am going to try and run the quad track on the Auger, because I think that's how it's meant to be, and then the 1050 on the trailer. Whether we'll get some auto drive going, I don't know. We could maybe get some auto drive going to empty the combine. And getting around this corner is going to be interesting. We might do that. We'll see how it goes. Right, create job. Start job. And why did I doubt that Oxy would have worker route set up? I don't know. So one thing on multiplayer that I think we spotted after we finished recording is it looks like the Alien Gym has created AI worker routes on there as well. So keyboard lock. So yeah, we can in theory use the AI workers on there to deliver crops and stuff if we need to. Now, obviously we're not a huge distance from the sell points, but something to consider. We haven't spoken about it yet, but we will have by the time you're watching this, because of the whole time travel thing. So far from what I've seen, feedback on loans is even. So it's going to be down to Kartek and I to decide. I'm probably in favour of loans, but small loans. So limited to maybe 80% of the land that we own. So we couldn't instantly go and borrow £500,000 and buy a whole load of land and kit and very quickly achieve our goal. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. By the time you see this, we will have spoken, we will have recorded the video. So there is a good chance that next week there will be a lot less videos. I have a very busy weekend while you're watching this, and then I have a very busy work week next week, and I don't know how much I'll be able to record. I don't know if I'll have good enough internet to upload videos, so there should be a video on Monday, because I have a plan for a video I want to record before the weekend. After that, it might be a bit sporadic until next week, till the next weekend. I don't know. Just a pre-warning, there might be a bit of a gap in the content. So one of the workers has got stuck by the looks of it. Looks like he's jackknifed himself up by the main farm. So we'll go and see if we can sort him out. Give him a helping hand. Obviously, because and generally I don't tab too much on here, because we're going to be using lots of workers, we will be tabbing between all of the different vehicles for the contract. Just because, you know, in real life, if you've got someone working and running a combine for you, whatever, you don't have to get out of your tractor and run over to shout at them. Oh, everyone's got stuck. Okay. Good job, everyone. Good job. Why the heck are you trying to go in there? So that was Worker J. Glad it wasn't one of the channel members. I would have been disappointed in you. I should have put follow me on, actually, shouldn't I? I bet he's going to try and turn in there as well. Yeah. Drive. Drive. Disappointed in you, you know. I expect better from my channel members. Expect you to know not to try and drive into a locked gate. Is it too much to ask? Right. Let's see if we can let's get in into here. Turn off beacons. Come on. Sorry about the tractor. Might owe you a new tyre. What did you expect when you lent me this much worth of kit, you know? Just some nice kit. We might have to do some auto drive routes, I think, to get stuff delivered. Got a feeling that the AI workers are not going to be up to the job of running these vehicles for us. A bit of a power slide there. Could do the front weight on this, probably are, you know? That'd be useful. You didn't think of that, did you? Me? A freaking quad track and an auger wagon, but no front weight. Oh, that's not field 21. That was a moment. That was a moment. That's field 23. There we go. There's a nice crop. Let's park that up there. Yeah, so this is Smock's field. Another friend. Not going to say friend of the channel because he is genuinely a friend. So, you know, it's my first ever channel member, which is awesome. Slowly get this kit up to the field. Let's see if you'll make the drive. I'll try and run the combine the rest of the way up. So I don't know why I'm showing you all of this, because I do actually have to stop recording in a moment to get some work done, you know. Now you might be thinking, but you've got a combine and you've got tractors, you could just do this with your kit. Come on, back up. Oh. And I'm back, and magically we have made it round the corner and the header is on the trailer. It's not a good start to the day. Not a good start to the day. Not sure why the header does not want to lock to this trailer properly. And that's been one of the really good features of FS22 is headers locking to trailers. It's a really good idea from Giants that pretty much all of them did it, and this one just doesn't seem to. Yeah. You know, we are pretty much there, and we have two fields that are basically next to each other to harvest, so we can hopefully not have to faff with the header too much. I'm going to pull that up down here with the header, and hopefully we can get that on the combine without driving in the field too much. And I think at that point I am going to take a little break, and I will be back with you in a bit. So we're back. Got the header up to the field, have spoken to class. They've had a quick check of the header and it is apparently fine somehow. Have spoken to the insurance. They are going to repair the gate. No one mention it to Farmer R, okay? You won't see this, hopefully. Alright, cool. We cool? Yeah. It's good. Yeah, nothing happened. Nothing happened. His header is absolutely fine, so we're good. We're going to jump in the combine and we're going to get this field harvested for Smock Farmer. Now, what I'm not sure of is which sell point we're going to, because I say I've had a bit of a break. Then we are going to All Spheres, which is right across the map. So what I think we're going to do is try and do a bit of course play and auto drive for this one. So I need to actually be facing the other way round for Courseplay, because Courseplay likes to go clockwise. I really dislike how Giants have changed something in the game. That means that if you're turning, you reverse incredibly slowly. So let's get the... Have I got... Oh, I don't want... Yeah, I haven't got straw swath on because we don't want it on. So let's just pull into the field, and we'll set Courseplay up. So we want, I think 2 headlands will probably be enough. This is a pretty big header, so that should be okay. And start working on headlands, smooth corners, clockwise. Field center, we are going to do lands, no skip rows. And then I want to make sure that straw is off. Combine settings, straw swath deactivated. So didn't actually generate the course, which was ever so intelligent of me. There we go. Well, that's going to take a while, I suspect. So let's get that going. Next, we want to pick somewhere to park the Fent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you me setting this up. Hopefully I don't make too many mistakes, because it's been a while since I've done this with Courseplay and Auto Drive. So the Fent is going to be our karting tractor because it's faster. And we're going to all spheres, which is up here. So I guess we could go that way or that way. So what I'm going to do is, I could really do with having a headland taken off of there first, but I think let's open Auto Drive up. So we have a route along here. That's okay. So we can put a waypoint in for field 21. Not Carter. Loading. Okay. So we're going to leave him. Let's just back up a bit. So we're going to get Auto Drive to drive up to that. Just so it's in the right spot. Cool. So then we're going to jump into the quad track. Combine is half full already. Not brilliant. And we're going to back up. Actually, we're going to approach from the other side, so we really need them to get a headland in. I'm not sure it's going to make it around the field. We're going to go follow them, and we'll empty out the first tank off the combine. This is quite an unusual and fun setup for doing a contract. I guess this is because, well, I know it's because contracting setups are done on field size, and these are some pretty big fields. And probably Giants have assumed that most of the bigger fields will be with American style farming, maybe. So the other cool thing is I can look to see if there is a way through into the next field without going down onto the main road. It looks like there is not. I'm hoping we're going to be able to empty as we run along the other lane. We are 88% full. Right. Once the combine gets past this tree, I think we can pull out onto the headland, and yeah, in fact we can do it now. We can start emptying. Should have turned off the auto drive edit feature. So That's kind of annoying, but this is a big setup and a big field, and so we've got a ditch coming up, so hopefully we can get enough out of the combine to get them around the rest of the headland. It looks, yeah, that's emptying pretty quickly. I use the Simple Inspector mod, which is what you can see in the top left hand corner, and the combine is empty. Awesome. So we can run down this way, go over the two bridges. Actually, this works in our favour, although we're going to have to wait for the combine to get round. So I am going to wait for the combine to get a bit further, and I will be back. That combine is just finishing the first headland, and that's just to give us a bit more room to play with setting up the quad track to act as the carter with auto drive. Yeah, it's a heck of a setup. It's really nice getting to drive a quad track. Let's have a quick peek inside. Nice. Do like this big kit. I do like it. I don't use it very often, but I do like it. I'm just seeing how much I can adjust the auger. That might be better. There's a bit more flexibility on how close we need to get to the trailer. I'm not sure how the capacities compare of the auger and the Fendt, but what we'll do is we'll maybe we'll just put this bit of crop in the Fendt, and then we'll think about sending it off. So we don't want it attached to there. There we go. So get one more point. Go. So that's going to be field 21 Auger Unload. And then if we go straight on for a bit, then we'll put a point in here just for the combine and the tractor to work together, and we'll just link these back up. Nice simple little route there. So if I change this to combine, field 21 carter unload, it won't be able to find a combine until we go, and in fact that's well timed, isn't it? Field 21, and we can close that, and we should see quad track come over and empty, hopefully. Now, has the game crashed on me? That would be really annoying. Really? Oh no, I've said it wrong. That one. There we go. It's now waiting for the call. There we go. What's happening with course play? Not sure why it dropped off of course play so quickly. Well, restart course play. And here comes the case at a reasonable speed. Come on, up you come. He's 98% full. So that farm sim kid has a full grain tank, and here comes the quad track to empty him. I'm not sure if I have it on for the combine to be stopped as it empties, or whether it's going to progress on. It's going to carry on, so maybe it's emptying pretty quickly, so pretty happy with that, to be honest. I just want to check that the combine's going to start off on its own fine, and then we'll sort out the fence, because that's quite a long drive to the sell point. So yeah, that looks like it's going to be okay. It's just dealing with being next to traffic. There we go. So that's off. Awesome. Right, let's jump in the fence. And we need to make our way over to the sell point. Yeah, I didn't realise I was going to be doing a live auto drive course play tutorial in this video, but I think with how far we have to go for everything, it makes sense to set it up this way. And that also means once I've got both carters working, I can jump in the combine and run the combine potentially, which will be kind of fun. So we might have an auto drive route that gets us most of the way to the shop. So what I think I'll do is I'll pause the recording again, and I'll come back to you when there's anything to do. So I think we're coming up towards the end of the existing auto drive network. Yep. So we need to start recording again. I actually want to be back here somewhere. That'll do. We'll just disconnect it from that one. So there's a left click on the two nodes, and we're going to hook it up to that one, and we'll drag it across a bit. Okay, and let's run up to the sell point. We could probably have done a one-way course up here, but yeah. This will also be useful. So the combine is full again. Yep, hopefully the quad track is going to respond. This will also be useful if we need to send a worker up to our greenhouse and beehive area, because that is also up here. So this is time well spent. I am not someone who builds a full auto drive network right from the start. I tend to add things as I need them. So we need to tag the correct point. So if we go into the contract, it is the All Spheres store. I really hope I've come to the right place. All Spheres tag, yes. Awesome. So what we might do is create one for the bales at the same point. There we go. So all is store. Might as well tip while we're here. Combine is off again. Awesome. And then we'll loop around. I think we'll see if we can pick up the bale point as well. It might be useful in the future. There we go, that'll do. Probably spelling that wrong, I don't care. Alright, we just need to get this back down to the main auto drive network, and we should be good. So this is where, if I'd recorded this leg as a two-way course rather than a one-way course, we would be done, I think. Oh well, not a big deal. So my hope is that then I can get, I had a hair in my mouth, I can get auto drive to do all of the karting, and I can jump in the combine. Particularly if the combine's done the headlands already. That would be kind of fun. So, struggling to see my last waypoint. There we go. So, I can stop recording. I think it's there. Yeah. Using a right click on it and drag it back a bit. And then I'll link it up to that one. And we'll see if auto drive can get us back. So I'm just going to watch this run and I'll be back with you in a moment. Turns out that I'm not just going to watch it because we don't have an auto drive network going to where we need it to. So I think we were going to end up linking past the farm, which doesn't seem like a good idea. So we're going to start recording again. We want to link up to that point. And off we go again. I think we only need to go up to the junction up here and we should be okay again. Yeah. That should be okay, so we can stop the recording and then link those together and off we go again. Hopefully it makes it round the corner. So the combine's nearly full again. The Steiger is okay. It's only seeing a 60% full, and it looks like the capacity of the auger wagon and the capacity of the trailer are relatively well mixed. We have a bird outside the window. Not sure if that's coming through on the mic. Possibly not, because I have it set for my incredibly low voice level. I was going to stop the record. I'm just going to let it run now. We'll just keep rambling away. We'll see how we do getting through the gates and stuff. So I set this auto drive up to be able to get up to the communal garden, grass centre. Words are hard. The garden centre and one of the communal grass areas. But it looks like we should be okay. Hopefully we can get through this gate. That farm sim kid is hammering through the combine and he's full again. Not sure who's in the quad track or who is driving the Fendt for us. It looks like they're on the up-down rows already. Wow. They are crushing through the work. So I think that side of the auto drive network is good. So we just need to watch now and check that the Auger Unload works. Let's set this up now to pick up and deliver. We're picking up at the F21 loading point. We are delivering to all stores. We are picking up wheat. So that should be good. Let's run over here. Auger is 95% full, so I would expect that he will be looking to unload at the moment. Let's see if we can see who is driving the auger wagon. It doesn't want to tell us. If we jump in here, yep, it's planning a path over to the unload point, I believe. So we'll just watch as he does that. He should avoid the crop and drive around and pick up the loop and empty into the auger wagon. And at that point, we're going to go into time-lapse mode because I've been talking a lot. Smock, you need to sort the stones out in your field, mate. They are not going to do Farmer R's combine much good at all, are they? It's just something that I really wish, because you don't get stone picking contracts, I wish you didn't get stones on NPC fields. That would be a good feature to add in Giants. Either add in rock picking contracts or don't have stones on the NPC fields. Because if I was using my own combine, I'd be kind of annoyed that I had to work through this. I'm not worried about Farmer R's combine. I don't have to pay the repair bill. It'll be fine. So let's see if I've got this right. And I think that is all of the elements set up then. And then I guess the last element, and I think it'll be okay, is can the Fendt get up to the store and empty quick enough to keep everything running? I think that's going to be okay. Yep, that looks like it works. Awesome. I haven't done this in so long. Probably haven't used auto drive and courseplay together like this since I did the tutorial on how to do things like this. And I'm really pleased that I've remembered. And I think both have had updates, probably several updates since I used them, and they seem to be working really well. That's really cool. So that's completely filled the Fent. So the Fent's going to run off now and deliver. I am assuming that the quad track is going to respond if the combine calls it. Awesome. Right, future me will be with you in a bit to get all these harvests done. Catch you later. And is, however, ever so often the case, it's very future me. I think I recorded this like 9 days ago. You can just see a bit of auto drive wiggling its way alongside the combine. This sort of worked pretty well. I had to do the karting with the Fent because I couldn't get auto drive to handle that really sharp turn in the corner of the village, so I just drove bits of it myself. It was okay. Meant I didn't get in the combine particularly, but you know, really doing these to earn some money. So yeah, as said, this footage was recorded about 9 days ago, so if I forget things, please bear with me. It's also been a very long weekend. If you are on Discord or if you watch the Alien Pools stream, you will have seen that I attempted to run a 100-mile or about 160-kilometer ultra marathon at the weekend. Did not achieve it this year, but there's always next year, I guess. But it's left me really tired. So yeah, I'm not sure how much content there's going to be this week. I've got a couple of videos pre-recorded which I need to do voiceovers for. I'm not sure how my voice actually sounds. It feels really tired, so we'll see how we get on with getting through recording those. There might be a few less videos this week. I'm also away all week in a hotel, so who knows what hotel internet is going to be like. I will know in about 7 hours when I get there and try and use it, or if the mobile phone reception is good enough in the hotel room to be able to connect and upload through my phone. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. If you care about the channel, you'll have seen this message. If you don't care about the channel and you don't know why there's no videos, you probably haven't got this far anyway, so I won't. One thing I am going to mention, because we're fairly late into a fairly long video, is if you are interested in supporting the channel, I have set up a Patreon page. The link is below, and patrons get, if you go for the second, the middle tier or the very top tier, there's not many spots in the very top tier because I don't expect anyone will want to spend that much money, but if you go for the middle tier, you'll get access to an exclusive Let's Play series on Furling. There's one video on there at the moment. There'll be another one later this week is the plan. They're going to be about an hour long, probably without too much time lapse in them. So yeah, if you like that kind of thing and you want to help support the channel, head on over to join and become a patron. There's a link below. I'm not going to push it too much, and I'm probably going to mention it later in the videos for those of you that do like the content. Getting on with this harvest, I think I'm actually driving at this point. Yep, I think I am actually driving. So did manage to get in the combine eventually, and this is a nice big class. Actually, I think I just hit the worker button there as I was saying it. Yep, that farm sim kid jumped in my place. So with the trailer fill limit, we can't actually fill this trailer. And one thing I did with this contract, I probably wasn't really paying attention as I finished it off. I finished harvesting, but I didn't deliver enough to finish the contract. So later on, I think we had about 27,000 litres in the trailer, which I took to the silo. Later on, we have to go and deliver about another, I think it was 6,000 litres of wheat to finish this contract off. So yeah, my mistake, and I didn't bother with the straw on this one. The very last contract I do because I want to have a play with Follow Me. So the Follow Me mod came out a little while ago, but I haven't used it yet, and I used it a lot in FS19. I haven't really delved too deep into it yet, but it looks like it has some cool new features, and I haven't tested them yet. But it looks like if you watched particularly my Oakfield Farm series, the Pigs Farm series later on, when I was running duplicate seeders and combines, I was using follow me a lot, and I would use the offset command, but I would manually switch the offset. And it looks like they might have added a feature to do that automatically, which is really cool. So rather than having to run a worker or course play, you can drive the lead of the pair, and you can use follow me to run the vehicle behind you. And I found it worked really well. There were some issues with seeding in that you'd, oh, sorry, I think we might need a new header. Well done, worker, whichever one it was. Yeah, the only problem with seeding, you might overseed, but I found it worked really well. I used it on whole mold as well, with I think mowing and maybe lime spreading. It got so that it was one of my favorite ways of running multiple vehicles, because I could actually drive rather than just setting 2 of them up on courseplay. So yeah, a bit of follow me coming later. Field harvested, so yeah, we're taking 26,000 litres back to the silo, not realizing that I hadn't delivered enough to finish the contract. Oh well. I do remember later on, and we deliver it, I think, either in the middle of the next contract or in the last contract, when I realized it's not showing as complete. Crash count +1. I'm pretty sure the tractor was okay. I'll T-cut out the damage to the paintwork, it'll be fine. Those walls are really tough as well. It's all fine. It's all absolutely fine. But yeah, I completely ignored that I hadn't quite finished the contract. So, didn't show much of the canola in field 20. It was very much a repeat of the last one. So I did a little auto drive loop to handle the quad track, and I drove the Fendt to the sell point because it was a different sell point, and I just couldn't be bothered to set auto drive up. But yeah, not a bad yield off of here. These are big fields that take a long time with one combine. So I've been playing on 5 times all day, and 8 PM, and we're just finishing up. So we're going to have to do the last contract for Farmer R in the morning, which is kind of ironic given that we're using all of his kit. But what I should probably have done is borrowed 2 sets of equipment, because 2 combines would have got through this twice as fast. Yeah. Very rarely was the combine waiting for the carter, so it probably would have been the case. Or I could have brought my little combine over, and that would have been difficult to set up with course plate because they're very different size headers. But we're just going to empty into the trailer. Actually, that's full, so I think we need to take some up to the sell point, and then the rest we can have for ourselves. Gets dark very quickly here on Calmsden, even in the summer, which is kind of surprising. I would have thought it would have stayed light a bit later into July, but yeah. What I do like is it gets properly dark. I've been playing some other maps, and they don't get properly dark at night. In fact, it's almost light enough on some of them that you can still work without lights on, which I just don't like. So that's probably all we're going to go in. Yep, so we need a bit more. I just end up bringing the quad track up, it's just easier. Everything's got to come over this way because field 9 is our next field. So there we go. So we've gained 6,500 litres nearly of canola, which is kind of cool. Next morning, let's get the cows some feed mixed up. I desperately want to be able to feed them more. Yes. As I've said in a couple of videos, animals feel so disconnected with base game FS22. I'm barely doing a feed mix a month. It's just not engaging. Maize Plus will fix that when we get it eventually, and even though I am part of the farming agency, I'm not going to comment on when Maize Plus is going to be available. When it's finished and submitted to ModHub and accepted. One of the cool things I do want to talk about is I was not on the Alien Pool stream last week because of the ultramarathon that I mentioned earlier, but I have started to watch it back, and the fact that they have changed it so fresh grass counts as 3 food types if you feed it is really cool. So the idea there is that you're looking at doing indirect grazing. So you'd have a mower and a forage pickup wagon, and you'd go around your field, mow some grass, and then deliver it to the cows. I think that's particularly common in Ireland, and some places in the UK do it as well. I think it's a better way of managing the grass across the farm. Yeah, kind of cool that they've changed it so that works, so that the fresh grass covers 3 of the 4 feed bars. So in the summer, you could, for example, because we don't have grazing, you could mow the animal pasture and indirect graze them, so feed them from the forage wagon, and you'd be covering a lot of their food requirements. So you could then save your silage and your hay for winter, maybe. I think that's so cool. So cool. Really clever stuff. Really looking forward to it. It's the other thing that I spotted, if you're desperate for that kind of different animal feeding, Elk Mountain, Wyoming map, I think it is, which has been out a while, but that has some custom animal feeding in it. So maybe if you wanted to get a little bit of that Mace Plus experience, you could have a look at that map. I briefly had a look at it. It's a very pretty map, but it's not really one that suits the different ways that I like to play at the moment. It's possible actually for Survival Challenge Season 2, maybe. Right, so finally we're into field 9. This is Farmer R's field. So the guy that lent us all the equipment. So we're going to get course plates set up on the combine, and then we're going to. So I was going to run Follow Me all the way around, but I decided to not bail, or not to put a swath out on the headlands. I thought that would make it easier to keep the headlands clear, so that we could then run everything to bale and have the auger running and all that kind of stuff without having too many issues and collisions. So the quad track and the Fendt are over here, left abandoned in the road, and this is actually a main road, so that was probably going to make me quite unpopular, but it's fine. My original plan was to cart with the Fendt manually, but we end up switching to the same process that I used before. So I get the quad track running on auto drive, and then the Fendt running up and down to the sell point. Basically, because of the weight of the trailer when it was full and the hills we had to go up, I couldn't get the Fendt to the sell point and back quickly enough to keep the combine going. So yeah, that's why we brought the auger wagon in as well. Didn't quite get in to empty the combine quick enough, so we'll just give him an empty here, and then hopefully the next time we will be able to get alongside him on this headland. Quite a few trees, makes it kind of difficult. So yeah, just finishing up the first headland, and I'm going to take a partial trailer up to the store. This was me testing to see if I could get back in time to keep things running, just for checking that I've got the right sell point. And this is where I realized that actually no, I can't get back in time. So if you look in the top left hand corner, you can see the vehicle inspector, and the combine is rapidly approaching 40% full already, and before we even get to the sell point, it's over 50% full. Now the journey back is a bit quicker because we're empty, but yeah, we're not going to make it back in time, and I don't want the combine to be waiting particularly. So this was probably the point where I realized I needed to break out the auger wagon. These 3 harvesting contracts have given us quite a lot of cash and crop. So I think in the end we got about 20,000 litres of wheat, the 6,000 litres of canola, wheat or oats. Can't remember what the first field was we harvested, and then the excess off of here, and then about 30 grand in cash, which is pretty nice. And yeah, they took nearly 2 game days, but we didn't have anything else particularly to do in July, so just emptying the quad track now so that we can get that to work. Doing a really bad job of getting around the walls. I'm so not used to these articulated tractors. But yeah, so I end up using most of the money that we earn to pay down the loan. But what I might do is I'm basically keeping my eye on the sales for a replacement tractor for the Ford. And when something crops up, if we get a good deal, then we're probably going to jump on that and maybe put the line back up. I've got lots of silage to sell, so not really too worried. The other thing that we might do tomorrow is cut the grass. So I need to check. I've just done, and you'll see tomorrow or whenever you watch it, depending on when you watch this, a video on actually just getting follow me set up. So this is pretty much the same as before. Right control F. I was trying to use left control, but works really well. It seems to work better than in 19, so kind of pleased with that. Yeah, as I was saying, I've done a video on whether it's better to cut the grass in the first harvestable state or the third harvestable state, and you can go watch that to find out the result. But I am probably going to be, so I was going to wait until the second harvestable state to cut the grass on here. I need to check my months and stuff because I might just mow it next game day and get it out of the way before we get really busy with harvest. The other thing is I'm not sure how early we can chop the corn. I know we can chop it green, but I'm not sure if we're in a far enough state that we can chop it yet, so I need to check that. The problem I'm going to have is that once I chop it and put it in the pit, we're going to end up with whole crop silage when we get around to adding maize plus eventually at some point. So I don't know what to do there, but I do just want to get things done. I might, if we've got plenty of silage, I might put in a silo that can store it. So this is auto drive, trying to work out how to get round, follow me, and get to the combine. And I just leave it to see if it can work it out. Obviously, follow me has stopped in a pretty inconvenient position. So yeah, I let it have a couple of goes, and then I'm pretty sure I jump in because it does get to the point where it's obviously not going to do it. Yeah, so this is me taking over, and just because I wanted to keep things progressing, let's see if we can sneak next to the Little Fen. Little Fen did a great job on the baler. The other thing we are going to do in a little while is go and hire a bale stacker. We don't need this straw, so we're going to sell it for a bit of extra cash. Not sure why Farmer R didn't want his own straw, but you know, I'm not going to argue with him. I'm not going to argue with him. He knows what he's doing. So yeah, we're going to go and lease the Anderson round bale stacker, a couple of grand. Definitely worth it with a big field full of straw bales. I think these are 11,000 litre straw bales that we're making. So it's the nice thing about that baler is it can make the 180 centimetre bales. So there is a lot of straw coming off this field, even though we didn't bale the headlands. And I think that's quite common. I think again, not a real farmer, but I think it's fair, you know, quite common to not bale the headlands. I guess the other way we could have done it is we could have harvested the headland, harvested and baled it, and then collected all the bales and then got going on the main body of the field. But honestly, the extra cash we get from these bales, it wasn't a problem that we didn't do the headland. Excuse me. Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of jumping between using the bale stacker and using the trailer because I don't quite have it dropped in the right place for auto drive, and then we're going to have to go and empty the trailer anyway, so we'll get back to bale stacking in a moment. So yeah, bale stacker is full. Let's go see what we're going to get for straw, and this is all bonus cash. I don't very often sell straw. We don't need it, so let's get it sold. 9 grand for the first trailer full. That's pretty good. So 7 grand profit after we leased the bale stacker. So we're done with harvesting. I have put the quad track on follow me because we need to take both of these over to the sell point to finish the contract. I'm full or at my weight limit, so the quad track's going to follow us over. This is one of the things that I really missed about follow me, was being able to move stuff around the map. I know we have the workers, I know we have auto drive. This is my preferred way of doing it. If I've got a couple of vehicles to move around the map, I would much rather use follow me and stick the slowest one at the front generally, which is not the case here, although I figured because the Fent was pulling a heavy load, it might have been slower. It actually wasn't, but you know. So I'm going to empty the quad track first because it will be easier to take the Fent back to the farm because it's a bit quicker. The whole auger wagon goes in, yep, and we need to deliver a little bit more, and then everything else we can take back to the farm. Job done. So 11,000 litres off of that and some more straw bales to sell. How much are we going to get for the straw bales? Nice, another 5 grand. So I'm going to say at this point, thanks for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click the like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't already. It's the law, you have to do that. So we're just going to grab the Fent to take that back to the farm, and we'll complete all these contracts as well. So yeah, nice bit of cash there, and we can knock a bunch of money off the loan. Just having a quick check in the sales. The Deutz 9 series is tempting. Anyway, I will catch you next time on Calmsden Farm.